Some of you guys ask me what's the cost of food in Sweden. So today in this video, I'm going to bring you for a shopping trip. If you're ready, let's get dressed.
My name is Esti. I'm a Singaporean living in North Sweden.
Even though the supermarket is just across the street, but we still need some winter clothes. It's good to have a small supermarket just across the street, because I always feel like going to the supermarket in town is quite stressful. In this small supermarket, we got everything we need. I find it's really stressful to drive to town for just shopping for grocery. On top of this, it is good to support the local business so that they will not go out of business. I'm going to show you the price and the merchandise so you have a brief idea how much it costs. I hope you are in for a surprise that not everything is expensive here. And here's my way of shopping. I don't usually have a long list. I just buy those stuff that are on sales, and then when I get home, I'll just decide what I'm going to do with the food. In this case, you could save some money. Unless I need to cook certain food on a dinner party, then I'll plan my list. When shopping for grocery, most important for me is not the price, but how fresh the food looks to me. And when it comes to shopping for fruits and vegetables, I prefer to go there personally instead of sending LG there, because he always never see what he grabbed. Maybe he don't even know what is fresh and what is not. Or maybe that is his strategy of buying the bad quality food, so I will not ask him to go and buy it. In our household, this is the situation. I'm the one who do all the shoppings for food and I paid for it. And since he doesn't really cook so much, I'm the one who decide what to eat every day. Luckily, he's not the type that is very demanding. So cooking for me is much easier. And before we met each other, he doesn't like vegetables at all. And I would say that most Swedish men doesn't love vegetables. But I cook it anyway. This is for his own health's sake. And if he doesn't eat the food that I cook, that is his own business. I am not the type that will back down or purposely cook the food that he eats. I just don't believe that him getting his way, eating meat all the time, is beneficial for both me and him. And honestly, I don't say that I'm really good in cooking, but I can cook. And he should consider himself very lucky because I take over most of the cooking. And when there are times where I don't feel like cooking, I'll ask him to eat bread. Sandwiches is so fast and convenient, and I like to do it when I am stressed out, so it will give me some time to relax. I do not know if I am intolerant to white flour, but I try not to eat them. So in my family, we don't find a huge variety of bread at home. If you have lived here in Sweden, you notice the Swedes like to eat this kind of sweet cookies, and they usually have them with coffee. For me, I do not like to eat that because I find it's really unhealthy. And since I quit coffee lately, so I'm so glad to say that fika or afternoon coffee is not in my list. And trust me, this is not so easy to resist because I have a partner who loves to fika. And to avoid the temptation, I usually quickly walk past this division. Oh, this is nice. We still have plenty of toilet papers. Today I need some dishwashing tablets. And usually stuff like this shampoo and cleaning stuff are a little bit more expensive compared to the bigger mall. In Sweden, we also have this kind of specialty store where they only sell this kind of product at good price. So usually when I go there, I will load my shopping cart with all these items. This way you could save some money. Most of the Swede has pets at home. So pet food is not cheap. But pet is just like our family member. No matter how expensive it is, we always have to take care of their well-being. Recently, Sweden banned all plastic products, and I don't know why they are still here. Besides food, we also have stuff for the gardening, for beauty, for school, or maybe office, because nowadays a lot of people work from home. I always tell myself, don't buy any more rice. But it seems that I really cannot avoid that and cannot stop buying that. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. And in Friday in Sweden, usually people like to eat nacho or tortilla or tacos. LG, he loves tacos very much. So it's like our culture to eat tacos on Friday night. You also notice Swede like to eat pizza. And with this ready pizza dough, it's very convenient. I think I'm gonna get one so we can have pizza. Recently, Asian ingredient has been quite popular here in Sweden. Especially during these past 2 years, we have imported quite a lot of foreign talent from Asia. It's good that the supermarket recognize the demand and fill up the shelf with Asian food. This is really good because then the Asian workers will not miss home so much. As you can see, noodles seems to be the best seller. It's because it is easy and convenient to cook. Besides foreign talent eating all this ramen, I also noticed that the Swedish people started to explore the Asian food too. Look at this shelf, all the ramen is gone. In Sweden, they call it the ramen generation. And look, kimchi, a very good anti-inflammation superfood. Due to the demand, nowadays some local manufacturer also try to reproduce Asian food. Unfortunately, we don't have a big varieties of different brands. And I can also understand because this is a very small supermarket, so you shouldn't expect a huge varieties of brand. When it comes to coffee, I would say there is a huge varieties. This is because the Swedish people love to drink coffee. But of course, there are people who love tea too. But it can never fight coffee. And coffee seems to be one of the most popular products in the supermarket or anywhere in Sweden. And for the past 2 years, I completely stopped eating processed food. They are not healthy and expensive. You also notice that in the supermarket, everything is for convenience sake. Ready-made pasta has been really popular lately and it's also quite cheap. Swede, they like their sauce. They have all kinds of sauce. You name it, they have it. The only processed meat that I cannot resist is bacon, but I try to keep it to the minimum as possible. And lately we have an issue with the electricity bills because they are getting so high. Farmers are thinking about quitting farming job. So as you can see, the meat price is not cheap anymore. I just find that this is not so smart because we really need all this farmer so that we don't have to import meat from other country. I hope that the government can resolve this as soon as possible because local farmers need that income to survive. And here are the fast food in Sweden. And you notice that the packaging is very strange, right? How come all in this kind of tube form? This is the thing that I noticed about Sweden. They are very concerned about a type of plastic use. And I noticed that a lot of the products, they are using this kind of eco-friendly kind of packing. Swede, they love their sausages. Their favorite type is this giant sausages called fullkorv. And they also love their meatballs in different form. They are very convenient to eat because you just need to heat them in the microwave. When it comes to cheese, you also notice there is a lot of variety here. And I find them quite cheap compared to Asia. Because most Swedish people cook at home, So seasoning food is very important department. Here you are spoiled with choices of spices. Most common oil is rapeseed oil or sunflower seed oil. And coconut oil is extremely expensive. As for eggs, I have no idea how much is eggs in Singapore or in Asia these days. Could you keep me updated on that? I think most Asian we are sensitive to lactose. So here we could also enjoy dairy products that are lactose free. Fortunately, usually they are slightly more expensive. Because we have a long winter, so vitamin C is very important. And lately we have a lot of products like coconut milk and almond milk, which is very popular now. For those who train a lot, they need a lot of egg white protein. My only concern in Sweden is that I notice Swede, they love this kind of soft drinks. Baking in Sweden is their way of lifestyle. You will find butter in every refrigerator. And soon, in February, is the time to eat this Semla, traditional bread with cream and almond paste. I have a video on that. I'm going to put the link so you could learn how to make that too. And if the Swede have gas, they like to buy this kind of ready cakes. Unfortunately, I don't like them because I find that they are extremely sweet. In the supermarket, they are only allowed to sell light beer. And for the local, they just don't drink this only during the weekend, they also drink it on weekdays. And you are allowed to drive car drinking this kind of light beer. On weekends, starting from Friday evening, the Swede like to entertain themselves in front of the television. So stuff like cheese ball and chips are very popular and extremely unhealthy. I only buy them when I have gas, or a dozen times a year if I'm craving for it. Besides chips, the Swede love this kind of candies. And my worry, they are the most toxic candies you can ever put into your mouth. But the Swede doesn't seem to worry. They love it and they need to have them every weekends. And see, they have small bag and bigger bags. 99 kroner will knock you out, but I will never buy them. I'd rather have an ice cream if I'm craving for something sweet. For me, I prefer to buy the whole chicken if they are available. To buy them, you have to be fast early in the morning. Otherwise, you end up buying all these chicken pieces. Being an Asian, we don't usually like to buy this kind of marinated seasoned chicken. We prefer to season our own. And French fries is called pommes. And the Swede, they love it. Swede, they love the potato. They are not only cheap and it's also convenient to cook. But still, in my opinion, they are not very healthy. And look what I found. COVID detection kits. 99 for 2. And also some mask and some hand sanitizer. And the price are quite reasonable. It's not that expensive as you can see. I plan to make some waffles next week, so I'm going to buy this vanilla ice cream. I noticed that the ice cream in Sweden is extremely creamy and fatty. And that is why, it is very difficult to lose weight. And it is good that I didn't bring algae with me because otherwise he was going to grab this box. And that is what he do when he goes shopping with me. He always secretly put the stuff that he want into the basket. So I have a lot of frozen fruit, so I'll probably be making some ice cream at home without the fat. Or maybe some smoothie. In Asia, some of our supermarkets sell extremely fresh food, but you notice here in Sweden, all the food are for convenient purpose. And I find that they are extremely unhealthy. But people still buy it though, because both couples have to work and when they come home, they just don't have the mood to cook. So now I'm done. Let's get out. I hope you guys now have an idea how it is like shopping in the supermarket here in Sweden. Let me know what else you like to know. I'll try to give you guys a better picture. Now, I'm just so grateful that I stayed so near the supermarket. It's really convenient. Just got back from shopping. Doesn't really feel so good. So I bet I will be taking a rest the whole day today. It's very pity though. It's a very nice weather outside. And I cannot go out. Before I go, I have one question for you. After watching this video, do you find that the food in Sweden expensive? Did you also notice that shopping in Sweden here are much more less stressful and it's quite quiet at the supermarket? I always seek for the best time to shop when there is not many people in the supermarket. Do give a thumbs up and feel free to watch my next video. I'll see you. Bye bye.